Next.
Oh, yeah, this is a controversial one.
Wakanda Forever. No?
No.
What's next? Love and Thunder?
Thor 4. Thor Love and Thunder re-review 3, 2, 1.
6.
4 out of 10. Yeah. Oof. It's not the worst thing in the world. And I do not think it's the worst MCU project. But it's real bad.
Much more to say about this because I've talked about it a lot.
You've talked about it a lot. Let me tell you. This was the first movie where I thought Disney has gone too far with the volume. And since then, I feel like I've just continued to be proven right. You know what the volume is? No?
Yeah, it's like how loud a movie is.
The volume is this big dome set that was developed for Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian. Yeah.
And it's, instead of being a green screen, they're in an environment that looks like what the CGI will look like eventually. And that's great and dandy for the actors, so that they can be acting good and not be opposite of blue screen like they are in the Star Wars prequels, which is why you get very wooden performances from everybody in that movie.
Like Hayden.
Exactly.
You said it, not me.
You said it. But the volume is small. And this movie was the first movie where I was like, stop it before this gets worse. And then it only gets worse in future projects. The opening scene with Gore, where he's walking around the desert, there's a sandstorm going around him, and he's walking and he's walking and he's walking. You get no sense of scale. There's no panning out that this is this huge, empty, barren desert. It's literally an area as big as our set is what he's walking around. And then he goes to the jungle with the god and this and that, and it's an area as big as this set. And it's to say that it's Kenobi. You know the when Leia is running from the bounty hunters, and then they get hit by a tree? It's because they don't have space to film something elaborate. So that's why they had to...
By the way, side note, I think that is the worst scene in all of Star Wars.
It's the volume's fault. Is that scene is the volume's fault. I disagree with you. I don't think that's the worst scene in Star Wars, but it's a bad scene. It's the volume's fault. So this was the first movie, and I think constantly in this movie they are limited by the volume.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is tough. That's an issue I have with this movie that nobody else talks about. I have the issues that everybody else has.
Yeah.
The screaming goats are so annoying. The humor is so annoying. It's so much. It's...
Yeah, so everyone knows the problems with this movie.
Yeah.
And I probably agree with it to a certain extent. I will say, like, how I felt in Ragnarok is why I dislike it. Everyone knows my opinion on that.
Yeah.
I just didn't have that feeling as much or as often in Love and Thunder. One time that I did was when they're in, like, that town hall and, like, Thor's supposed to be, like, teleported, and he's, like, teleported outside and, like, falls into the towers. It was just, like... That comedy right there is just like...
I remember that. I definitely laughed at that.
That was like one of the moments where I was like, that's just not funny.
Yeah.
Screaming ghosts don't bother me as much. I like the things that I do like in this movie. I think Christian Bale was good as the villain. I think the whole Shadow Realm fight scene was super awesome.
Awesome.
And then I hate that they killed Jane.
I will say that's one of my positives for the movie. Not necessarily that they kill her, but I love that they gave her cancer. I really didn't think that they were going to have the balls to do that, because that's the story in the comics.
I love it when people get cancer too. Yeah.
And I just definitely didn't. I was Marvel changes a lot of shit, and kind of the shit that they change is shit like that. Like, oh, we can't give her cancer. Like, let's just make her sick. But no, she was like in chemo, and that was awesome.
The only reason I don't like it is because Thor has lost literally every single other person. We've seen him lose his mom. We've seen him lose his dad. We've seen him lose Loki. We've seen him lose all of Asgard. Let him have the girl. He gets love at the end, the daughter.
What is that?
But I was like.
But then here's my response to that. I have no problem that they killed her. What I do have a problem with is seeing her and Heimdall and Valhalla at the end.
She doesn't deserve to be there?
No, I have no problem with her being there. Oh, so we're just going to bring them fucking back. And her death is going to be for nothing.
No, we don't know that.
Well, then why would they show it?
Valhalla's, they haven't brought Heimdall back.
Yeah, but they totally might because of that. That annoyed me.
What, they're going to make a Thor 5 and bring Jane back? No.
They are making Thor 5.
I don't think they're going to do that, though. Next. Last one? Yes. No. Yes.
Yeah. BPWF.
Wakanda Forever, baby.
Here's our review for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. 3, 2, 1.
8.
5 out of 10. Wow, you're really high on this movie.
You're really low.
Do you think it's better or worse than the first one?
I think it's about the same. I'd probably give the first one like an 8.5.
I think it's clearly worse. I do think it's impressive how good this movie is considering the hand that they were dealt.
Yes.
The script was written when Chadwick Boseman passed.
Yeah,
Like, that's impossible to deal with that. So it's impressive, but my main issue with this movie remains. I don't think Black Panther's a particularly good movie, but one of the highlights of Black Panther for me is there are some great side characters, like Shuri.
Mm-hmm.
Michael B. Jordan as the villain, Killmonger, is spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Claw
is spectacular. I think M'Baku is fabulous.
He's good in this one too, though.
He's good in this one.
You bald-headed demon.
But in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, the whole time I was thinking, side characters. You can't make any of these characters main characters. They are good side characters. And that's just my main issue with this movie, is this would be an Ant-Man movie with like just Luis and T.I. and Dasta Malshan and like, what is this? It's like we think we would want that, and we thought we would want a Shuri movie. And it's just, these aren't main characters. They don't... I also don't like that every Black Panther arc is the same arc. He goes through the same arc in Civil War that he goes through in Black Panther that she goes through in Wakanda Forever.
Which is?
Revenge is bad.
He goes through that in Black Panther?
Yeah, so that's the arc in Civil War.
Yeah, that's obvious.
And then in the thing where it's they killed his dad for not, and they shouldn't have killed his dad, and then they shouldn't have left the kid.
Yeah, but that's Killmonger's arc, not T'Challa's.
That's T'Challa because he's screaming to his dad at the end. He's like, "You were wrong!" And then that's the same arc she deals with in this movie. Also, think it was wrong to kill Ramonda. It was wrong to kill the queen.
Why?
Because they are like...
Should have given her cancer?
Sure. It's like, there's enough emotional... Like, they needed... The narrative reason for killing Ramonda is she needed to have something to be angry about to learn the revenge thing. Chadwick is dead. She does not need to lose Black Panther, her brother.
Yeah, but no one killed him.
You coulda.
Yeah, but...
And even then, you want to keep the illness, you want to keep it as vague as fucking possible, make Namor's people responsible for the illness.
I think they handled Ramonda's death really well, and I think the very first scene in Black Panther Wakanda Forever where it's like a black screen and you just hear, I'm getting chills right now, you just hear like Shuri's voice and she's freaking out and it's just like a one shot following her around the lab trying to save her brother and then it just cuts. I have never been more sucked into a Marvel movie in the first 2 minutes.
Unfortunately, there's 2 hours after that movie.
Yeah, but I think...
Because I like that scene too.
Yeah, but...
And that's the way to do it the most respectful. But then, and you know my opinion on this.
Yeah, this is stupid.
I think that's the most disrespectful thing they've ever done.
Giving him a child,
giving him a child, naming the child the same thing
is somehow disrespectful.
Very disrespectful. Because it wouldn't be disrespectful if you recast him. Because the family was like, you can recast him. I don't think they should do the CGI. I never think the CGI is tasteful. But the family gave them, they were like, the Boseman family said, you can recast him. And they were like, no, it's too soon. That's you recasting him.
No, it's not.
Giving him a fucking kid with the same name after saying, look at us, we're not going to recast him. That kid's going to be in the Young Avengers movie. Just alongside Speed and Wiccan, Wanda's kids.
Yeah,
alongside,
a completely new, different character that can carry on his legacy, but
that
not...
is going to be Black Panther with the same fucking name. It's not disrespectful to give him a kid. It's disrespectful to be like, look at us, we did not recast him. It was too soon, and then you recast
Such
him
a
at the end of the movie.
weird thing to complain about.
It bothered the hell out. My mouth was agape in the movie.
That's like everyone's favorite part of the movie because it was out of left field, but they did it well. That means he was with Nakia, right?
Nakia.
Yeah. And
by the way,
she's great.
Couple points up just from her.
Yeah. Nakia's great. No, obviously I don't have a problem with that because I'm not crazy.
Well, we'll talk about other good things in this movie. Namor is really, really great.
Namor is great.
And El Niño Sin Amor is the coolest thing the MCU's ever done.
Freaking Okoye rocking those people on that bridge is sick.
Yes.
She takes on those people by there's a moment where they come out and it's like 3v1 or whatever it is, and Okoye just goes and I was with Dre and I went, oh, and we buckled up for this fight, and she just she killed them, but then they came back. It was really cool.
No, there's some cool stuff.
I think my least favorite thing, this is also a weird thing to complain about, but it's just so bad. The Ironheart suit is just bad.
It's so bad.
It looks cool, but it also doesn't look real.
No, it doesn't.
It's just...
yeah, you're right.
And I don't really complain about suits. I think people who are this suit's so cool, or this poster, talk about stuff visually like that are weird, but it just didn't look like it was really there, and I don't know. It just kind of took me out of it.
The CGI looks really bad. It's an ugly design for a suit. Yep, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. That's a good take.
But yeah, good end credit scene.
That's the kid one?
Yeah.
And then is there another one?
I'm sure there is.
I don't even remember.
I think it was Shuri being funny or something. I don't know.
I hope it's not something funny.
But no, I think it's a good movie. It's a good, solid movie.
I remember that was actually, this is a funny story that we can tell to end this off. I called you right after I saw it.
Mm-hmm. This was the first time we had known each other well enough to talk after a Marvel movie.
A Marvel movie. And I called you and I was like, we just got out of Wakanda Forever. And you're like, oh my gosh,
what did you
great.
think?
And I was like, oh my gosh, how bad was that? And you were like, what? I loved it. And I was like, what? And we were screaming at each other for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was before we had even thought about doing the podcast. But looking back on it, it was oh, we probably should have been oh, this is going to work.
You were literally that's one of the worst movies ever. And I was like...
Yeah, I was a little hyperbolic.
You were super
Yeah, I thought it was
over
really
the
bad.
top when you first...
It is bad. I have sweetened on it a little bit. I still think it's worse than the first one.
Yeah, I probably do too. But it's good. It's good. Okay, so my Phase 4 rankings go obviously No Way Home, Shang-Chi at the top two. Then we're going Wakanda Forever, Eternals, Black Widow, Love and Thunder. But if you noticed, the top three...
Oh, you have Black Widow that low.
I mean, here's the thing. No Way Home's a 9.5, Shang-Chi's a 9, Wakanda Forever is an 8, and then the last four I all gave 6.
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness I put above Eternals. So Multiverse of Madness, Eternals, Black Widow, Love and Thunder, I all think are about the same. They're all just 6 out of 10s.
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar for me. I just think they're all 5 out of 10s. Because I gave Wakanda Forever, Multiverse of Madness, and Shang-Chi all 5 out of 10s. Then I've got Thor 4 out of 4 out of 10, and Eternals out of 6 out of 10, Black Widow out of 6 out of 10. But everything other than No Way Home for me is all...
Give it a
fine, which is No Way Home at 1, then Eternals, then Black Widow, then Shang-Chi, then Black Panther Wakanda Forever, then Multiverse of Madness, and then Thor 4.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could rearrange the bottom 4 and be fine.
Yeah, I definitely have Eternals second place, though. I like Eternals.
I could probably put Eternals above Mom.
Oh, you have Mom ahead of Eternals?
I have Mom at 4.
I think the Eternals twist with Icarus, I think, is really compelling.
Yeah, I'll swap those two.
The way that he kills Salma Hayek, I think, is really, really interesting.
I'll swap those two.
Your favorite working actress, Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
Patreon.
Gemma Chan.
And speaking of, we will end this episode off with a message to y'all. We have ranked all of the TV shows.
Yeah.